physical location, right? You tak ada staff. Okay, but apa yang you rugi is your emotional, mental and the goals that you want to achieve. Itu yang you akan rugi. Alright, so that's why orang selalu cakap bila orang buat bisnes yang living ni, buat tak apalah, macam tu kan. Tapi bila tak achieve goal, then macam kenapa yang living ni susah? Tak boleh lah macam tu, betul tak? So kalau bisnes luar, you so gung-ho on the fact that I kena untung. Why not adapt that same mindset when it comes to yang living? Sebab yang living is your business, kan? For those of you yang macam sekarang, most of you dah at least star, senior star exec. So korang dah merasa the yang living punya paycheck, okay? So the kerugian tu will come in the following month bila your income is lesser. Right? Tapi for people, there are people who don't really need the money, kan? So then why are you doing this business? That's why it has to be so clear on kenapa you buat business ni, because it always falls back to that, right? And if the reason why you're doing this business is so strong, sebab tu kan endowment effect tu pun akan jadi strong. Kan? Sebab tu orang selalu fokus what's your why. Kadang bosan juga apa benda asyik why. But it's so important sebab we as human beings fundamentally kita ni emotional beings, kan? So macam if you don't reconnect to your main purpose in life, then macam mana? Right? So I want you to sort of assess, kan? Assess the endowment effect when it comes to you and this business. If you feel that you don't have full ownership, you tak rasa macam business ni anak you yang you tak jaga, you tak rasa yang macam you have this responsibility to your team. There are people who are relying on you as a leader for support, kan? When it comes to support. So if you tak rasa responsibility to, then ask yourself why. Okay? And rectify that, because it's so important in order for you to achieve that goal when it comes to this business. Okay, so going back to our wheel, all right, based on where you've put your marker, okay, be very intentional on the places that score number 1 to 3. For number 4 and 5, we just need to make sure that there's some sort of maintenance for those levels. Okay, if it falls in the following month when you do it, if it falls, then you know that, okay, I need to focus lebih sikit juga on this area. Okay, and then use your goal statement as an affirmation. Okay, so a lot of people kan bila diorang buat goal statement, diorang tulis, I want to achieve blah 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 blah, kan? Diorang akan cakap, I will achieve this, that, kan? Tapi the I want and I will is not really a strong statement, okay? Because your mind sort of tricks you into thinking that you can procrastinate that particular goal. Okay, so that's why hari ni dia more towards the science of setting your goals, yeah. When your mind thinks that you can procrastinate, of course the rest of your body will procrastinate, kan? Contoh, you bangun pagi, your mind tells you I still have time, kan? So your body akan bergerak tak? Tak, kan? Your body will continue to stay in bed, macam tu, kan? If your mind tells you I will achieve it one day, memang bukan today lah, one day. Bila tu one day, right? So use it as an affirmation. Now, so always frame your goal statements, yeah. Your goal statements need to be framed correctly. So if it's something that is an improvement, okay, then you can put I will, okay, and it has to be an improvement which you memang 100% have that endowment effect on, right? And if it's something like an achievement, contoh you want to hit silver, kan, you want to hit executive, then you straight away put I am a silver leader. Okay, so that is your goal statement, I am. Okay, so Dila ada cakap something. I read a book by Mizi Wahid this morning. He said something so truthful. It's okay if you don't find your purpose yet. You'll find it while doing it. Instead of sitting around and searching for purpose, Get out of your seat and get going. It's very true. So many people macam they're looking for their purpose, and because of that they don't do anything. Tapi how are you even supposed to get somewhere if you're not doing anything? And the thing is, right, you have so many doors in your life that is available to you. Tapi if you don't go and open each of those doors, how are you going to know which door is the right door for you? Betul tak? If you sit and think about, okay, pintu satu, pintu dua, pintu tiga, pintu empat. You just duduk and you fikir je. Duduk fikir. Kan? Instead of you pergi masuk each of those doors and figure out whether it's the right thing for you or not. Okay? Alright. So now, based on the wheel yang korang ada identify tadi, the part that is number 1, 2 or 3, I want you to try and frame your goal statement. Okay? For something that needs improvement, you can write I will. Okay? For something that is an achievement, you can write I am. Now, it's always important for you to put a time frame towards your goals. Sebab if you don't put time frame, then naturally our mind thinks that we have the rest of our life to be able to achieve it. Okay? So you need to put a time frame. So contoh, I am a silver leader on 31st January 2021. Okay? So your goal statement does not necessarily need to be about rank. It can be about things that you want to achieve, kan? So I have a 3-story house on 30th June 2021. Okay? So can you all try to come up with one very simple statement? It doesn't need to be complicated. It does not need to be complicated because, sometimes when it's too complicated, your mind tak boleh nak digest because there's so many other things happening in life. Okay, so keep it simple. Boleh tak korang try to come up? Based on the wheel tadi, Based on the wheel tadi. If some of you don't mind to share, mungkin korang boleh type dekat dalam chat tu. What is your goal statement? Malu. Kau malu tak apalah. Siapa-siapa yang you see You see I baru cakap tadi. Okay. Now, okay, kita dekat sini for us to learn and improve together. Betul tak? Executive by today. Wow. I wish you all the best. Confirm boleh. Okay, so we are all here. Remember, keep in mind, we are all here to learn together. Okay, now, if you notice, ramai orang, because of their sense of mindset, kan, how their mindset is, okay, ramai orang still letak going to, still letak will, still some tak letak I, kan? Nampak tak? Ada yang still letak will. Okay. Okay. So, right? There is a reason for that. It's not because macam you tak mendengar apa yang I cakap ke apa, tak. Okay. It's because you are so used to your mind being programmed a certain way, or maybe due to some experiences yang you pernah ada, there is a difficulty in order for you to be able to commit even when it comes to your wording tau. Okay. So, can I request semua yang ada tulis tadi, semua yang tulis tadi, I will. Remove the I will and letak I am. And yang by time period kan, letak exactly bila, the date. Kalau boleh letak the time at 11 p.m. on 31st January 2021. Contoh. Okay. So for those of you yang dah letak I will or I am going to, okay, your mind will still think you ada masa Your mind will think that tak apa, kalau tak hari ni tak apa, kalau tak bulan ni tak apa, bulan depan tak apa. Cannot. Dia kena I am. You need to have that conviction. I am. I am a goal leader in March. Yay. Congratulations in advance, May. I am going to maintain. Yang tu okay. I'm going to maintain because that is something that is a state of maintenance kan. That one is still okay. Yes, betul. Betul. Okay. So all of you got it, yeah? Now, I just like to explain the science behind that whole, when you write goals, okay? So where does it fall under? Okay. Okay, so where does it fall under, right? So goals, they can be short-term or long-term, right? Personally, I prefer short-term goals because they keep you on track, okay? And there are a lot of, wow, set 2 p.m., good. There are a lot of, there are a lot of people who prefer to do long-term goals. And long-term goals are good in the sense that it sort of gives you a view to the future on where you want to go. Kan? Tapi, for you to be able to be truly like on the beat, be really, really successful. Hari-hari, you know what is it that you're supposed to do in order for you to achieve that goal, right? So later we will talk about the four-month calendar, okay? So short-term and long-term goals, for the way I find for Young Living Business, is best for you to set short-term goals, okay? Which means that, okay, at the end of this month, I akan maintain I punya rank, okay? So, meaning that you already have a short-term goal, bulan ni you kena maintain rank, right? By next month, I am a silver leader by 28th of February 2021, okay? So, have that short-term goals to keep you on track, right? Now, the next one, so that's proximity, yeah? The next one is specific, how specific you are, whether you are clear or you are vague. Okay, so those goals that are clear are easier for your mind to interpret it, therefore it's easier for your body to work towards it or take action towards it. Okay, so contoh kan, I will write chapter 1. Okay, so that is very clear, dia akan tulis chapter 1. Okay, now the next one is vague, I will do some writing. So I think this part we all sort of know already sebab kita dah letak kita punya rank dekat situ. Okay, so sometimes when it comes to life goals, people will say, I will buy a house in 2021. Kan, I will buy a house in 2021. Okay, what kind of house? Where? Kan? What is the look and feel of the house? Benda-benda ni semua is so important for your mind to be able to visualize so that it will give you more encouragement for you to be able to achieve it. Okay, so it needs to be extremely clear, right? There are people yang target kereta kan? Sebab kereta just senang. If you want to target, you dah tahu model apa, what specification kan? So dia target kereta tu. In the end, dia dapat exactly what yang dia target. Okay, tapi macam when we are like not sure macam tu kan, still tengah tak tahu ni ke tu ke ni ke tu, tak apa, you can have two options. I will either have a single story house with with land around it, or I will have a 4-bedroom condominium in the middle of the city. Contoh, right? Okay, action orientation. So dia ada dua jenis. It's either approach or avoidance. So you can either avoid something or you can approach something. Contoh, if you know that you are someone yang more motivated if you speak to yourself negatively. Ada juga orang yang macam tu ya. Tapi that thing motivates them ya. So that means dia cakap, aku tak boleh jadi macam ni. You know, kenapa dengan kau ni? Kenapa perangai kau macam ni? There are people who are motivated by that kind of self-talk, right? So therefore it's important for you to know who you are. Okay. So for example, approach. Okay. So basically you say, I will finish writing chapter 4. Okay. And then for the avoidance, I will try to avoid not finishing chapter 4. Okay. I would say just keep it simple lah, as much as possible. Okay. And then purpose. Okay. So purpose usually for when it comes to goals, right? You are either in terms of learning ke ataupun in terms of performance. Okay. So again, you know, when it comes to this, be sure on whether it's an improvement or an achievement. Okay. And then of course the duration is so important. Okay. So you can write goals for daily, you can write goals for weekly or for monthly or for quarterly. So nanti I akan explain yang for quarterly. This diagram will be together in the worksheet nanti. So when you write your goal kan, lepas you dah tulis tu, you can go back and see, is it something you're trying to avoid ke? Is it something that does not have time duration ke? You know, those kind of things. And nanti May akan let you all know on how to go about this. Sama ada you all sit with your leader and talk about it ke kan? So kena ada commitment lah. Okay, what is your goal? What is your goal statement and how are you going to achieve it? Okay. Right. Okay. Until there, is there any questions tak? Korang ada apa-apa soalan tak? Semua dah tulis kan? I am. Dah tahu macam mana nak achieve? Tak ada soalan eh? Okay. So, now, when it comes to achievement, right? You dah letak I am, certain rank. Okay. Now, we are going to use this goal statement as an affirmation statement on a daily basis. Okay. For those of you who are visual, you need to write it down and paste it somewhere. Somewhere where you will look at it every single day. Okay. Even if, maksudnya tempat tu memang you takkan lupa to look at it, right? Your bathroom, your toilet, cermin ke apa ke, okay, put it there. Every single day, I want you to look at it, okay, and I want you to speak it in your mind, wallpaper of your phone. Yes, very, very, very good. The wallpaper of my phone kan is gambar kereta. So every time I tengok my phone, I tahu that's the thing yang I kena achieve. Kan? So yes, big goals push you further. Okay, so you know, when you look at it every day and you really, when you say it, you really believe it, okay, it will become a reality. Put your limiting belief semua aside, okay. You know, since waktu I kerja yang living hari tu kan, and now when I'm actually like in the field doing the business, I realized that there are more people that I expected who actually have limiting belief, you know. And at some point I did too, okay. Tapi there are certain people who are not willing to let go of that limiting belief. And kadang I rasa macam, oh my god, sayang sebab we can see the potential in that person but they can't see it themselves, you know. So sayang gila. So when you read your statement every single day, remember that, you know, you have what it takes to be able to achieve it, okay. And this thing really works kalau you still feel macam, kan kita ada inner voice kan, kita punya inner voice sometimes says things like bila lepas kita cakap kita punya affirmation, it will say ya ke, boleh ke, you know, that kind of thing. So you ambil release, okay, you pakai release dulu, and you let go. You tell yourself, I'm letting go of every single thought that is preventing me from achieving my goals. Okay, I'm letting go of every single thought that is preventing me from achieving my goals. Right, and then you pakai abundance. Okay, when you pakai abundance, you affirm your goal statement. Okay, so sekejap lagi team ni semua pergi beli release dengan abundance. Okay, now we're going to go into chunking concept next. Alright, now can you all let me know if you all have any questions at all so far? Tak ada soalan. So semua good lah. Semua dah tahu macam mana nak check your emotional temperature. Dah tahu macam mana nak take that emotional temperature and make it into a statement. Repeat the part release. Okay. So untuk release, you take the oil and then you pakai. Okay, so you drop satu drop. Pagi-pagi lah you buat. Okay, buat pagi-pagi. Alright. Buat pagi-pagi. You tell yourself, I'm removing any thought that is preventing me from achieving my goals. You buat benda ni, okay. If you still feel that it's not helping you, okay, if you still feel that voice in your mind is too strong, the balance of the oil, you ambil oil tu, you letak dekat your belly button. Okay, you sapu kat your belly button. Sapu kat perut you at that area. Okay, and then after that you pakai abundance and you read your goal statement. Boleh? Sebab I rasa sometimes even though we are someone yang very focused ke, we are very good at achieving whatever it is that we want to achieve, there are certain days where we feel that we are not good enough. Kan, there are certain days yang kita rasa macam susahnya benda ni, macam malasnya nak layan benda ni. Right? Okay, so you can do that. Okay, benda ni memang sangat membantu. For those of you yang ada beli 400 PV, ada necklace tu kan, so then you can put abundance in your necklace juga. Okay, alright. Okay, so if there are no questions, let's move to the concept of yes, lepas tu guna abundance, betul. So abundance same thing, you bau. Okay, inhale 3 kali and you repeat your statement, your goal statement 3 kali. Okay. Alright. Now let's talk about chunking. Okay, so chunking is basically taking something that's difficult or something that's huge and breaking it down to smaller pieces. Okay, now I'm sure some of you, contoh kan, those yang dah achieve exact, diorang rasa macam okay, exact 4,000 kan, 2 kaki 1,000. Nah, SBB 500, kaki ketiga, okay, dah achieve. Sekarang nak ke silver 10,000, mana nak cari orang ni? Betul tak? Betul tak fikir macam tu? I tahu sebab I fikir macam tu juga hari tu. Okay, so that's why chunking helps you to sort of departmentalize what is it that you need to achieve. Okay, so 10,000 tu is a big number, kan? Tapi you have a time frame on when you want to achieve that 10,000. So you chunk it down to smaller pieces. Bulan ni I kena achieve berapa, bulan depan I kena achieve berapa, following month I kena achieve berapa. And then you do all the daily tasks that requires you to get there. At the end of the month you check, you achieve tak target you. Okay. So from 4,000, you go to say for example 6,500. Okay. Then you go to for example 8,000. And then you go to 10,000. So from there you nampak ada jalan, kan? You are chunking that 10,000 into small pieces. Dah belajar semalam, okay, good. So bila you chunk into small pieces, then it seems more attainable. your mind will be able to accept the fact that you are actually able to go there by taking the following steps. Okay, now another reason why chunking is really good is because it gives you that milestone tau. That milestone for you to be able to celebrate your success when you're able to achieve it. Kan, kalau you focus again, it goes back to all the concepts that we spoke about just now. It's excuse me, it's about the process, it's not about the end goal. So if you constantly think about the end goal 10k, 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 oh susahnya, kan? But if you think about 6k, sekarang dah 4 kan? Okay, 6k. Okay lah, 6k not bad, kan? And then 8k. Hari tu dah achieve 6k, then you go to 8. Then you go to 10, okay? And it's also really important kan, for you to although kita prepare diri kita untuk fail, it's also really important for you to be able to set goals to avoid disappointment. Okay, kita janganlah set satu goal yang macam we know that we are lying to ourselves. Ramai yang buat macam ni. Kadang bila tanya balik kan, bila tanya orang balik, boleh ke achieve ni? Boleh kot. So there's already that doubt dekat situ. If you have that doubt tapi you boleh push yourself to do better, tak apa. But if you have that doubt and that voice inside your mind is telling you macam susahnya, 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 then you know, if you know that you are someone yang macam will not go with that particular challenge, then jangan set goals yang terlalu tinggi. Okay? Set goals in a proper pace so that you boleh achieve. Okay, if you constantly set goals that are not attainable, then you memang tak achieve benda tu, and again macam yang cakap tadi, it will be demotivating. And every single time you achieve your chunking goals, right, always reward yourself. Always reward yourself. Okay, we are so selfless bila it comes to this business kan. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about this business juga, is the fact that, you know, we help our team to do better kan. Bila diorang achieve diorang punya rank, you know, we're so happy, we buy them gifts kan. We appreciate them, we send them notes and whatnot. Remember to do that for yourself juga. Okay. And therefore chunking, okay, makes it easier. Right? It allows you to reward yourself a little bit more. Okay. Sebab at the end of the day, kita pun tak nak burn out, right? There's no point in you going like a crazy person and in the end burning out, and in the end tak dapat apa yang you nak juga, right? So kalau you burn out, you achieve apa yang you nak achieve, is still okay. Tapi kalau tak achieve tu, then you know, it will be very demotivating. Alright. So this is an example, okay? Okay, so katalah dia ni, orang ni dia nak achieve goal. Dia cakap dengan I yang dia nak achieve goal by April. Okay, so sekarang ni dia punya OGV is 10k ngam-ngam, right? So dia punya target is 30k. Okay, so then we chunk lah, okay? We chunk. So what's the target in February? What's the target in March? What's the target in April? Wah, by March dah BTG, kan? Okay. So then dekat bawah ni, it doesn't just stop there. Kat bawah ni, what are the things that I need to do? You know that from 10 to 15 is a huge jump. Betul tak? Kalau 10 to 15, you need additional 5k. Yang 5k tu translates to what? Translates to 2 senior stars and 2 stars. Betul tak? You need at least 2 senior stars and another additional of 2 stars. Which means that I need to enroll lagi 2 orang baru into my team so that they can be my star punya protege. Itu satu. Second is I need to work on those yang ada potential untuk jadi senior star. And then their focus is to ensure that they get 4 stars. Kan? So when you chunk this way and then you write down based on the volume that you kena achieve, you write down dekat situ, okay, this volume means I kena ada berapa orang and what is their rank. Okay, daripada situ you'll be able to sort of know towards your daily direction kan, you tahu sama ada you're achieving it or not by providing them support and making sure that they achieve that particular target. Okay. Any questions tak when it comes to this one? So nanti korang kena buat ni. Kena buat, lepas tu kena discuss dengan your leader. Okay. Um, betul. So I always tell my team lah, kan, whatever it is that you do in the following month, OGV kena naik. Whatever it is that you do, OGV kena naik. Jangan jatuh, and kalau boleh don't macam try to achieve sui-sui, try to achieve. Kalau boleh jangan. Sebab apa? Tak ada improvement. Betul tak? Kalau tak ada improvement, how are you going to go to the next step? Dia memang kena ada improvement. Kalau dia ada improvement, it means that you bergerak. It means that you're doing something right, so that sebab tu dia ada improvement. Okay, it means that you are constantly enrolling to be able to find that business builder who will be able to take your business to the next level. Kan? Orang selalu cakap, I susah nak cari business builder, I tak tahu nak cari business builder kat mana. So the next question is, ada enroll orang tak? Kan? Kalau tak ada enroll orang, tak jumpa lah business builder. Betul? Okay. So, no questions So korang boleh buat ni nanti. This one will also be in the worksheet that I'm going to send to May. Alright, so korang boleh buat ni, and then make sure ada action dekat bawah tu in order for you to achieve that particular goal. What are the ranks that you need in your team? I need one executive. I need my executives to increase their OGV to at least, instead of 4K, sebab last month dia exact. So bulan ni dia kena 4K, dia kena 6K ataupun 7K contoh. Right? So you set those targets, and then you speak to your team members juga. It's so important. I think macam another thing yang a lot of people don't do is to give the bigger picture. Kan? Bigger picture in terms of where are we today? Where do we want to go? Where are you today? Where are you heading to? Benda tu very important. I'm stuck in that, susahnya nak enroll orang. Kan? You know, I pun ada ramai juga dalam my team yang initially macam tu, because they're not used to this business kan. Diorang tak pernah buat direct selling kan. Dia baru macam start buat business ni. So dia sebenarnya dia sebenarnya tak susah. Jangan marah I cakap ni tapi dia sebenarnya tak susah. Dia sebenarnya nak dengan tak nak je. Malu dengan tak malu je. Kan? Kalau kita rasa susah benda tu, susahlah dia. Susahlah. Kalau kita rasa dia susah, susahlah dia. Kan? Dia sebenarnya is how many people you speak to in a day. Kan? If say for example you are doing this business because you want to affect orang punya life positively, right? Positively means you know that the product really works for you and it has worked on your team members, and so you nak orang lain experience benda yang bagus ni. So kenapa nak malu? Betul tak? It's something that's really good. The products are like super amazing. The people are amazing. The community is amazing. The company is amazing. Kenapa orang tak nak? Right? So ada juga orang yang cakap, oh they've spoken to 10 people tapi 10 reject. So I say okay, then if that's the case you need to speak to another 5 more people. Kan? Another 10 more people. Right? And also katalah kalau memang you speak to additional 5 people and memang 15 pun semua cakap dia tak nak. So then it's either two things. Number one is value of the product tu you belum fully convey kepada orang tu. Tu pertama. Second is not the right time for them to buy. It's not a priority for them at that point of time. So tak apa, semua orang memang ada their own priority. Kita plant the seed dululah. Kan? After that, bila dia nak, dia datang balik. Kan? Dia tahu kita dah pernah approach dia, so dia tahu. So nanti bila dia rasa the timing is right, the money is okay, dia akan datang balik. Alright? Untuk orang yang ada duit, is either kita tak betul-betul convey the value. Maksudnya orang tak rasa benda tu penting pada dia. It means that we have not done our job betul-betul to make them see that value. How to change the mindset to business builder that have that kind of thinking. She love the product, but she's still putting some limitation. Um, Sebenarnya kan, no matter how you tell the person, if the person still continues to hold on to it, then memang it's a little bit difficult. Tapi I always believe yang we cannot give up on people lah, kan? So kalau katalah orang tu dia memang sayang produk apa semua and dia belum nak jadi business builder, okay? Maybe one thing you can ask is, are you ready to recommend? Recommend, tak payah jadi business builder pun, tak payah. It's okay, tak perlu. You recommend je. Barang apa yang you selalu guna tu, you recommend je dekat orang. Okay, start by recommendation. And then slowly from there, bila orang dah start accept, kan sometimes kan orang takut rejection je sebenarnya. That limitation of rejection. So bila start recommend, slowly dia akan comfortable dengan recommendation. And then, of course, we need to sit down with that person and talk to the person about the income jugalah. Kan? Betul, the word business memang is heavy. Commitment, people don't like commitment. Kan? Orang tak suka commitment. Orang rasa macam, I have so many commitment in my life. Okay, so Dila ada cakap, if I may add, true what May says, perception is projection. Kalau you message 15 orang, but dalam, yes, oh my god, so true. So true. Kalau you sendiri rasa benda ni mahal, the words that you say, your body language, the way you talk, orang pun akan rasa benda ni mahal. Sebab tu kan, the very fundamental, okay, we talk about sales, the very fundamental of a really good salesperson is the person needs to believe in the product and believe in the value of the product. Kan? Once you truly believe benda tu, it will not be difficult for you to take it to the next level. Unless you have this trauma ke apa ke in the past yang macam you dah kena reject, so you don't want to go through that again. Release. I think release is a really, really good oil. Okay. Yeah, so and then kan ramai orang also feel like they feel very stuck. Kan that word stuck. I macam stuck. I stuck in this OGV. I stuck in this enrollment. Marjoram is also another good oil yang you boleh guna kalau you feel stuck. Okay. Okay, boleh so korang boleh buat projection ni in terms of chunking on what you want to achieve. Now if you notice kan dekat sini dia ada 3 bulan je. Dia tak ada the whole year. Okay. Of course at the end of the day it's still your life, it's still what you prefer, it's still what you want to do. Okay, but there are a lot of scientific research that back up the fact that if you have shorter quarterly goals, you're able to achieve it faster compared to if you have yearly goals. Okay, if you have yearly goals. Now, so what is the 4 quarter calendar month? Okay, what is the 4 quarter calendar month? Okay, so 4 quarters, basically people who plan for the whole year can lose track. Kan? So bila if you are someone yang betul-betul fokus, intentional, macam those of you who said I am 100% commitment, the endowment effect of me and my business is truly like I business ni macam anak I, then probably you're the right person to plan for the whole year. Okay, even then after you plan for the whole year, it needs to be chunked into 4 quarters so that you have a clearer direction on what is your immediate action. Okay, sometimes when you plan long term, kan, you are so focused on the goal tau. Macam my goal, I kena platinum by September, I kena platinum by September, I kena platinum by September. Sekarang baru January, right? So what about February, March, April, kan? So that's why bila you chunk it, you're actually able to focus on the now. You're actually able to focus on the process. Okay. So then when you do this chunking and the 4 quarter calendar, you actually have a deadline that occurs every 3 months, not every year. Kan? So that deadline that occurs every 3 months, okay, this is also very good. Besides rank, yeah, it's also very good for you to do this. Kalau you nak certain achievement, macam I want to be able to take an emotional release course by June, contoh. Okay, so then because you are chunking it into different quarters, so dia tak adalah macam next year I plan to take this course. Next year tu bila, kan? This year tu bila, right? So always chunk it and then revisit your target at the end of each quarter. This was also very important. Sometimes some people they set certain target and dia rasa target tu memang itulah target dia. But life happens to us, things change, people change, situation change. Sometimes the business also change, right? So in order for us to be able to achieve our targets, we also need to have some form of flexibility. Sometimes the target that you set at the beginning of the year may not be something that is very attainable. So that's why bila you ada 3 bulan, 3 bulan, 3 bulan, 3 bulan, you're able to revisit that particular target. Betul ke I boleh achieve by this time? Okay, it looks like I need a little bit more time, or I can hypen up my activity from now till the end of this first quarter in order for me to achieve it. Right? Or always revisit. And as I mentioned, you will always have milestones. Okay, so maksudnya macam that kan ada 3 bulan. Okay, if possible, set for yourself 4 milestones in one quarter, which means that okay, on the first month you set 2 milestones for yourself. Sebab it's always difficult to start to get moving. Betul tak? Dia macam nak start tu macam susahnya. Selagi tak start, selagi tu tak bergerak. Right? So, always set, contoh macam February kan? February, set 2 milestones for yourself. The end of the second week and at the end of the fourth week. And then after that, you can set milestones on the third month and the fourth month, contoh. Okay? Kan ya? So, 2 milestones in the first month and then a monthly milestone for that particular quarter. So, in the end, you ada 4. Okay? And each of that milestones must be achieved. Okay, one way to remove procrastination is for you to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This concept, I can't remember her name lah, tapi this concept is something that I learned quite a few years ago. Sebab I ni jenis yang suka procrastinate dulu. Okay, benda tu boleh buat sekarang tapi kadang I macam yes 5 second rule, betul. What's her name? I think it starts with M. I can't remember. Yeah, betul, Mel Robbins. Thank you, Dila. Yeah. So 5 second rule is so important sebab it really changed the way I do things, kan? Especially pagi-pagi. Last time I tak suka bangun pagi. I will always wake up macam contoh kan I kena start kerja, especially macam now dah tak lah, tapi dulu I start kerja say for example 9 o'clock kan, pukul 8.15 tu I bangun, I rush, I mandi, I get into the car and then I rush to work, I drive, I rush to work, macam tu. So there are a lot of my friends and team members yang sekarang ni they still have that same lifestyle, which is sekarang work from home kan. So what they do is start kerja pukul 8.30, 8.15 diorang bangun. Your mind pun belum ready, belum bangun lagi lah. Macam mana ni? tak boleh. Okay, don't live that life, right? Be amply prepared for anything that you want to do. Okay, so this 5 second rule really helped me sebab when I feel like I want to procrastinate, macam my mind is already there's a battle going on in my brain and with my heart. My brain akan cakap kejap lagi boleh buat kan, then my heart will be like no, it's not right. So 5 second rule, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, buat je. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, redah je kan. Even when it comes to contacting people, right, yang tu pun sama. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, redah, contact. Okay. Alright, 4 milestones tu macam example tadi. Yes, betul. Yes. Betul. So kan, contoh, in the first milestone is 15K kan. So 15K tu is that whole month yang you nak achieve. Tapi you set targets for yourself in terms of your daily activities to see how you can have 2 milestones within that first month. Okay. That means on the second week you dah at least halfway there. And then finally the last is 15K. The reason why there are 2 milestones in the beginning is because orang lambat bergerak. So in the event you don't hit your first milestone, that's like a wake up call for you already. Kan? If you're not halfway to your 15,000, then dah kena letak api dekat bontot dah. Excuse my language, tapi you know what I mean, right? Dah kena bakar dah kat bawah tu. Sila bergerak. You know? Okay ya, Dila boleh kan? Is it clear? Okay. Okay. Alright. So now, okay, we are going into tasking and weekly goals for daily action. Panas betul. Betul. Now, before I go into this, ada soalan tak? Is there any questions? Any questions on chunking? Any questions on milestone? How many of you really reward yourself when you all achieve a target? Kan? Not really. Ada yang yes, ada yang no. Beli aiskrim. Aiskrim apa? Inside scoop. Nice. But settle je closing, I nak crispy caramel. Crispy Kreme. Reward others more important. Reward with a good sleep. I know, right? Oh my god, good sleep is like that's something that I'm going to reward myself with today. Hari ni last day kan, 31st. I reward myself when I feel I've been hard on myself. Yeah, that's good. Sebenarnya self reward is nothing to do pun. Jadi sebenarnya kan, sometimes we forget to think about ourselves. Okay, and if you are pouring from a cup that's empty, then it's going to be difficult for other people to feel that passion, to feel that drive, to feel that they also need to achieve something. Kan? If people always feel that you are exhausted, so macam, and then diorang pun nak buat business ni, but then diorang tengok you, diorang rasa penatnya jadi ni. How like that? Betul kan? Macam how macam okay, we talk about duplication. Right? We talk about duplication. So, kita nak orang duplicate kita, but we make it so difficult. Betul tak? We make it so difficult. Orang macam, okay, that's why kan, if you all have the time, korang sebenarnya boleh within your own team ke kan, there are a lot of people who are senior star kat sini, so korang dah star pun, right? So you guys already have a small team kan. Those yang dah exec so already have a larger team. So korang boleh buat anagram, okay, within your team, and then really know each person punya anagram. I rasa benda tu sangat membantu. Right? So macam contoh, if you are anagram 2 which is helper, you tahu orang ni nak tolong je. Dia macam helper kan, dia I tolong. Yang ni apa yang tak okay, I tolong. So for you as a leader, kan, orang yang number 2 ni, you kena remind dia, hey, it's okay, we have things under control. Maybe you pergi rehat jap. Right? Maybe you it's okay, don't worry, kita orang akan buat, maybe hari ni you relax lah dulu, so macam it's something that really helps the dynamic of the team, I feel, kan. And at the same time, you sendiri pun takkan be someone yang macam orang rasa macam susahnya I nak jadi dia ni, you know. And I think there are people who have that impression of, contoh teacher Wati kan, bila you tengok teacher Wati macam how to talk like her, how to do the things that she's doing kan. If you find people with the right attitude, the right sort of personality, then boleh je duplicate. Tapi you have to remember who is your audience kan. Kalau your audience is contoh macam personalities, when you go to colour pula kan, the person is a white and you are a red and you are constantly goals, right? Orang yang white tu akan macam tak ada action. Dia macam tak tahu nak pergi mana. Okay, so it's really important for you to know your team and know yourself. Macam I number 3, achiever. So macam for me, macam I susah nak faham orang yang tak nak do the extra mile to achieve benda tu. Okay. Okay, sekejap. Tengok conversation. My reward is movie marathon and good coffee. Oh, best kan? Always reward yourself with me time and eating good food. Always reward myself. Me time and eating good food. Siap buat plan lagi. Nanti we go eat cakes. Tunggu cases turun sikit. Kan? Sekarang macam with the cases going up so high, it's a little bit scary nak keluar-keluar. Semua dah plan makan dah ni. You know, the best reward that you can give, and this one I ada baca. Hari tu I was going through a few articles on, you know, rewards sebab macam yelah, I baru hit silver, so you know, we're thinking about standardizing the gifts kan for our team, those yang achieve rank lah and all that. So macam when I was reading up on rewards, there are a lot of suggestions to say just hantar makanan je sebenarnya. Hantar makanan and satu benda yang orang tu boleh simpan long term, sebab makanan tu macam short term satisfaction kan. So send these two things, food and a long term gift macam a card ke apa ke kan, apa-apalah. So macam it's true lah, sebab ni tengok semua tengah cakap pasal makan. Okay, so let's move on. Hantar makanan, especially sekarang kan, it's so difficult for you to have team outings, makan sama-sama, you know, those kind of things. So makan online lah, hantar makanan tu kat diorang, set a time, jumpa kat Zoom, lepas tu makan lah sama-sama, right? It's the same thing, it's just that the place is different. It's just that you're not together, but you're still together as long as the energy is there kan, as long as the environment is there. Sama je, cuma physical tu je yang tak ada. But it's okay, it's a new normal kan. It's just reward, is food, betul. Ramai orang suka. So lepas ni buat survey kan, buat survey team members you semua suka makan apa, right? What is their favourite dessert? Then keep that list somewhere so that you boleh hantar makanan kat diorang. Okay. Yes, Zoom lunch together. Why not? Kan? Okay, now let's talk about this. Okay, so you must. I cannot stress this more. You must have a weekly planner. Have to have a weekly planner. Okay. A lot of successful people do this. They have a weekly planner. They already know what are the things to look out for in which days. Okay, and what are the important things, what are their appointments, apa semua. Okay, if you don't have a weekly planner, what you're doing is you're living very unintentionally. Okay, when things happen, time tu baru you decide to take it on instead of always being prepared. Now, when I say being prepared, it does not mean macam you kena duduk and study and write down your list ke apa. If you're that kind of person, then good. But if you're not that kind of person, at least have a weekly planner supaya your mental is prepared. Itu je, your mental kena prepared. That's all. Okay. So every Sunday night, set a time to sit down 30 minutes pun boleh. Set a time to sit down and look at your schedule, kan? I think dekat sini most people are doing two jobs, kan, macam yang living dengan business. Betul tak? Ke most of you dah full time? Siapa doing two jobs, maksudnya dia ada kerja tetap and then dia buat yang living? Okay. So ramai. Okay. Alright. So when it comes to your day job itself, dah ada macam-macam benda kan that you have to do. And then when it comes to yang living pun full time work, study, your as business and other business. Make kau. Okay. So when you have so many things that you need to focus on, it's very good. Remember tadi I mentioned infusion, to infuse. So this time that you set aside on Sunday is really good for you to infuse these activities. Okay, the things that you need to do for work, things that you need to do for your business, things that you need to do. Contoh, if you have important things that you need to do for family ke apa ke, it's good for you to sit down and just plan your week. Of course, the week will not happen as planned all the time, kan? Life happens, things happen, sometimes things change. It's okay. At least mentally you're prepared. Okay, so because I work full time, right, and then I have this training thing that I do, and I also do yang living sekarang. So setting the time for, and then my mom lagi kan, so setting the time for all this and to ensure that at the end of the day when I go to sleep, I go to sleep fulfilled. Kan, I tak ada rasa macam alamak ada benda tak buat lagi, ada this, ada that, you know. So planning your week allows you to really put into the days, mana benda yang penting, mana benda yang kena handle dulu, put it in the earlier part of the week. So that towards the end of the week, you ada macam extra time for you to do other things that come, you know. At least yang besar-besar penting-penting semua you dah settle lah. Settle awal-awal kalau boleh. Contoh, when it comes to yang living business, if you have people sekarang kan, bulan depan, tomorrow is the first kan. So today dah macam-macam planning dah nak kena buat for next month. Because you dah ada target kan. You dah buat you punya projection planning for next month. Siapa akan hit which rank. You know, and then you need to of course communicate that to them. Betul tak? So kalau benda tu dah boleh get done by macam semalam, by yesterday or today, then good, right? Before the month even starts. So then tomorrow, if there are other people that you need to touch base with to, you know, make sure that they are clear kan. Contoh you baru enroll orang, you nak follow up lah, apalah semua, do that all in the beginning of the week. You know why? Sebab if you push it towards the end of the week, if anything happens awal-awal ni, nanti yang you push towards the end of the week tu tak akan menjadi. And then you are constantly in this cycle of where macam minggu ni punya task push to next week, minggu ni punya task push to next week. So you may think that you are okay with it, tapi sebenarnya your mind and your heart and your body and your soul is not okay with it, and therefore you will become very stressed. Okay, so get all of these things done awal. Sekarang ni kan kalau with my team, because I memang bangun 5:30 every morning sebab I kerja. And time kerja is difficult for me. I tak boleh macam terlalu banyak posting apa semua online. Of course lah kan. Nanti kan your boss will be like, you kerja ke buat business, you know. So whatever it is that you need to settle pagi-pagi, settle pagi-pagi. And the best thing is if you punya leaders pun bangun pagi. Right? So when you have that morning time in order for you to have that communication with them before the day even starts. Betul tak? Sebab touch base is so important. So always include time for you to touch base with your leaders and with your new team members especially. Right? Okay. And then ensure that the daily task is completed, and if it's not completed, carry it forward to the next day. Sometimes memang unexpected kan, memang we cannot do it, tapi you carry forward to the next day. Make sure you put an arrow and then you carry it forward to the next day. And in the next day, by hook, by crook, you have to get it done. How? Is to get that thing done first. Benda yang you procrastinate, benda tu yang kena buat dulu. Okay? And then set a target for yourself each day. So this one, when it comes to yang living your business, each day you have to do activities, IPA, income producing activities. Every day you kena buat something with regards to these three. Okay, dia macam kita kerja full time, kita ada job description kan. Hari-hari kita masuk office, we know what is it that we're supposed to do. So it's the same concept. Bila it comes to yang living, hari-hari you know what is it that you're supposed to do based on the income producing activities. Enrollment ke, follow up ke, sharing ke, coaching ke, make sure hari-hari ada. Right? And then set a weekly target for yourself juga. So contoh, kan we spoke about chunking tadi. So you already have your monthly goal kan on what you need to do. Okay, katalah your monthly goal for the first month is 15K. Okay, that means that you need to achieve, you break it down into 4 weeks. 15K maksudnya seminggu berapa? Okay, seminggu berapa? Maksudnya minggu ni I have my target kan? What is it that I need to do in order for me to achieve that particular target? Alright? And then after that, make sure hari-hari you do what it takes to do it. Macam sekarang kan, I think yang living is very macam mana, dia macam very strategy focused kan. Awal-awal bulan dah ada promo, right? Awal-awal bulan kadang ada spot promo and things like that. So macam take full advantage of that opportunity untuk you gain as much OGV as possible for that particular month. So, contoh target you 15, right? And then yang living keluarkan promo, pulun lah gila-gila, right? Pulun gila-gila so that your OGV target, instead of you achieve just say for example instead of you achieve just 5K for the first week, you try to stretch it terus to 7K. So that your month end will not be macam a race to death. I'm sure you'll understand what I mean when I say that. Kan macam last 5 days, last 2 days, last day, dia macam macam 1000 lagi OGV. You know? So yes. So try to keep yourself on a fast pace at the beginning of the month instead of at the end of the month. Kan? At the end of the month, of course orang gaji apa semua. Tapi macam at the beginning of the month, kalau you spoke to them already, you dah tahu yang diorang okay, interested apa dan semua, okay, cakap dengan dia, okay, gaji you bila? Selalu akan cakap dengan my team macam tu. Tanya gaji diorang bila so that you boleh follow up. Kan, gaji you bila? 24 bulan. Okay, 24 bulan nanti I message. Okay. So, tapi at least the work is done earlier on. Dia tak adalah macam time minggu gaji, time tu baru you nak pergi contact orang. Time tu baru you nak pergi cari ni. Time tu baru you nak sharing kat social media. Tak boleh lah. Okay. The mindset kena tukar. Mindset tu, everything needs to be done in the beginning of the month and not at the end of the month. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then the next thing is, in your notes kan, so you have your weekly planner. At the end of the weekly planner, make sure ada note section. Okay. In the notes, please put down what is your observation for the week. Okay. The reason is because you want to know whether you are effective or not. Okay. How many things I managed to achieve? How many things I did not manage to achieve? What was my obstacle? What was my challenge? What was my struggle? Okay. And then plan better for the following week. Kita sebagai human being kena always make sure that we are constantly in an improvement state. Okay. If we are living life just as it is, kan, hari tu pun I dah pernah share, if we are living life just as it is, going with the flow, it means that we are a dead fish. Betul tak Jenna? Jenna ada kan? Right? So don't be a dead fish. Please. Okay, we need to constantly improve ourselves. Okay. Any questions tak on that particular part on your weekly planning? How many of you actually do weekly planning now? How many of you do weekly planning? Admin. Seorang je? Putri. Ada tapi tak konsisten. Ramai juga yang buat weekly planning. Okay. Then next question. How many of you follow through on your weekly planning? Oh, plan for office work only. Yeah, so I understand tau Hajar, dia macam mana sebab kita always view that our office job is the main thing that we do, kan? And I know that ramai orang yang dorang buat yang living sebab eventually they want to quit their normal day job, right? Tapi if we don't plan for our young living business, it's going to be difficult for us to be able to hit that particular level tau. That level where we are able to really quit our job, kan? Ada few team members yang macam kerja diorang memang busy sangat sangat. Okay. Tapi if you don't push through and persevere untuk set time untuk your young living business, then you will always be constantly stuck in your day job. Sebab because of your day job, you tak ada masa. Tapi sekarang ni I dah tak terima dah alasan tu, tak ada masa. Sama ada you bangun awal ataupun you tidur lambat. It's how bad you want it sebenarnya. Betul tak? How bad do you want this thing in order for you to be able to sacrifice a little bit of your sleep? Curi masa, yes. Betul? Curi masa. Okay, let's see. Planning is so important, that's true. Ada plan tapi asyik tertinggal. Try to do the best that you can. Some days complete, some days 1 to 2 tasks tak buat. So as long as 1 to 2 tasks tu you bring to the following day and you buat benda tu first. Okay. Sometimes kita bring to following day tapi kita tak buat first. Kita biarkan dia juga. So it's possible that task yang you tak complete, actually that task is not that important. Okay. So sometimes planning your week helps you to also reevaluate sama ada benda tu betul-betul penting I kena buat hari ni ke I tak buat hari ni pun tak apa. Kalau the answer is I tak buat hari ni pun tak apa, then you push it to a later date terus. You know, rather than you put it now and then you rasa bersalah sebab you tak complete task tu, better you push it to a later date sebab benda tu tak penting sangat pun. You know? Okay, kadang buat, kadang tak buat, kadang lose track. Kena touch up sebab things may not go as expected, which is good. As long as you know you revisit your plan for the day pun that's good already. To get people on the same page a little bit challenging. Apa maksud tu? To get people on the same page is a bit of a challenge. Boleh expand sikit tak so that I understand? Work from home right now. Bertuahnya work from home 7 to 4 kerja, 4 onwards YL. I rasa I work from home I lagi busy. Macam dia dah tak ada timing kerja tu dah. Saya rasa bersalah kalau tinggal. Yes, betul. That's why. Sebab bila rasa bersalah, benda tu kita tak buat kan. So, you ask yourself again, benda tu penting ke tak? Kan? Okay. Tadi dia cakap, tadi you said to get people on the same page is a bit of a challenge. To make time, tak ada masa is always an excuse. Yeah, betul. So macam untuk team members I kan, I memang dah tak terima that alasan dah. Sorry lah, but you know, I used to be that way juga, kan? In the sense that macam I selalu rasa I tak cukup masa. But then I realised that since I've been waking up at 5:30 AM, I memang ada banyak masa. Although there are still so many things yang don't get done and I still kadang sleep late ke apa ke, tapi at least I know that I've already stretched my day, you know. How do I say it, Dila? I macam ganas jugalah, so I akan cakap dengan dorang, you can sleep when you're dead. It's true, right? Like, because you see, We are given 24 hours in a day. Betul tak? We are given 24 hours in a day. Untuk orang yang betul-betul suka sangat tidur, it's okay kalau you suka gila tidur, then when you are awake, you make sure your time is used effectively. Kan? You dah set target for your day, apa yang you nak kena buat, make sure benda tu get done lah. Kan? If say for example you procrastinate one or two things to the following day and benda tu tak penting sangat, then it's fine. Tapi kalau benda tu penting and you procrastinate, then it's already setting you up for failure. Right? Tapi people always go back to the alasan of I tak cukup masa. Okay. And then when you ask them, okay, kenapa you tak cukup masa? Oh, dia kata kerja. Okay. So lunchtime I kena prepare makanan untuk anak. Okay. So lepas prepare makanan untuk anak, lepas tu makan. Lepas tu dah kena meeting dah. Okay. Lepas tu habis kerja pukul berapa? Habis kerja pukul 7. Lepas tu dah kena prepare dinner. Okay. So lepas prepare dinner, lepas tu macam otak dah tak boleh fikir, so nak relax. You see? So then my question is, how bad do you want it sebenarnya? Right? Of course we all still need time to relax, betul. Tapi jangan sampai your daily task not done. Betul tak? So that's how I say it lah. Kan? Sebab macam to me, if you are not putting in 100% effort, then you don't blame other things. Dia blame diri sendiri dulu. Lepas prepare homework, lepas prepare dinner, buat homework anak-anak pula. Okay. Lepas habis buat homework anak-anak, buat anak-anak tidur. Betul tak? Yes. Okay. So sometimes we have plans and it involves people, even in our team. Lepas tu buat anak. Okay lah, exercise juga tu. Okay, so back to one Rahiza punya ni Dia kata sometimes we have plans and it involves people. Even your own team at time is interesting because people usually are the reason and excuse. So because of them, your planning gets haywire. Okay, to effectively handle this kan, selalunya I akan set time in advance. Okay, tu satu. Okay, that's one approach. The other approach is you free now tak? Because sometimes we too involved in like making sure we plan things that we don't realize that we have now. Sekarang ni you free tak? Can I just talk to you for 5 minutes? Sometimes it does not need to be this whole macam Zoom class yang macam you kena discuss for 30 minutes ke apa ke. Sometimes it just needs to be a touch base. You know? So we try to keep things as simple as possible so that untuk orang lain pun diorang tak akan rasa business ni susah. Susah in terms of macam aku asyik, dia ni asyik kacak aku je, you know, that kind of thing. Asyik taking up my time je. Tapi in the first place orang yang cakap macam tu not really interested in doing the business lah. Okay. And then always devote your time to people who want to do the business. So important. I always say kan, you can bring the horse to the water. Tapi if the horse doesn't want to drink, you can't force. Tak boleh paksa kuda tu minum air. Betul tak? So orang tu kena nak minum air lah. Okay. If you really want to do something, you will go all out. Yes. So I focus more of my time and you can also focus more of your time on people who really want this. Yes. Betul. Okay, awal bulan kan, sometimes because kan life happen, some people diorang bukan buat benda ni macam as a endowment effect kan, bukan something yang komitmen yang diorang rasa ni anak diorang, kalau diorang tak buat nanti anak dia mati ke bulu. You know? So early of the month, I akan check dengan semua orang, bulan ni siapa gerak. Sebab I akan tolong orang yang nak tolong diri sendiri sahaja. So bulan ni siapa yang gerak? So orang yang gerak tu, then I akan devote my time dekat orang tu. In halfway kalau diorang tiba-tiba macam tak ada masalah, a lot of excuses, it's okay. I devote my time to orang yang nak my time. Yeah. Sebab tu team, that's why when it all comes back to your income producing activities. right? The more people you enroll, the more options you have, the more possibility of finding business builders, the more possibility of growing and expanding your business, kan? The more people you follow up with, the more people fall in love with the products, the more the more they start recommending to other people, and the possibility of getting a business builder. The more you share, the more people have awareness, the more people who will be interested to buy, the more people who will see the value, the more people who enroll, the more people you follow up with, the more people you have to do the business. Kan? So it all is one circle which starts with enrollment. Sebab tu macam when you have that limiting belief when it comes to enrollment, benda tu kena cut immediately in the bud. Macam terus snip it off and just go for it. Sebab kalau ada limiting belief when it comes to enrollment, then susah lah. Kalau you cakap susah, susah. Okay? Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so persona of effectiveness. Let's see what's the time. Alright, okay. Persona of effectiveness. Okay, now kita tengok the quote on this side, the black and white. If you wouldn't follow yourself, why should anyone else follow you? Right? So this one has a lot to do with your own self-confidence. Okay, and how you gain self-confidence is by being someone that's super effective. Okay, you sendiri have to be someone that ensures that you get things done if you want your team members to get things done juga, kan? People always say lead by example, kan? Benda-benda macam tu. So what does it mean by leading by example? It means that you sendiri have to be an effective person. Okay, dia tak adalah macam complicated sangat. It's not that complicated. Okay, so you yourself make sure that you are effective, and you don't even need to tell people, oh, I'm an effective person. Tak perlu pun. Sebab by being effective, people will realize by your actions, by what you say, by what you do. Okay, and then with that, you will get more people who would want to be your followers. People who would want to be doing this business with you lah. Okay, so if you feel that you have a task, number one, if you feel that you have a task that is not really important, or if it's super difficult for you to do, then you ditch it. Okay, sometimes kan some people they feel like they want to do something tapi benda tu susah gila dia nak buat. Lepas tu bila susah gila nak buat, dia fikir. Malam ni daripada pagi sampai ke malam fikir, esok pagi fikir lagi. In the end, nothing gets done. So macam if it's something that's so difficult to do, you either get rid of it or you find a better way to do it, a faster way. Okay. Then sometimes urgent task, kadang-kadang dia bukannya urgent sangat pun. Okay, so really need to figure out what are the things that are urgent. What are the big rocks that you need to be able to do in order for you to be an effective person for that particular day. Okay, so that's why I say we always need to be in a state of intentional mindset, so that we know benda yang kita buat tu, is it going to bring us benefit? If yes, then okay. How are we going to do it in the most effective way? How are we going to do it in the most time-saving way? Kan? Okay, so that's ditch it. Second is automate it. Okay, so say for example there are certain things yang you boleh automate. Instead of every time, saya dapat ni, every time nak buat posting kan, tak tahulah nak tulis apa. Sebab bila time yang you nak post tu, time tu baru you nak fikir nak post apa. Tak boleh lah macam tu, kan? We have different periods of the day where we feel inspired, kan? Rasa macam, wah bagusnya ni, bagusnya tu. Different periods of the day. And then kalau you macam memang you set time, contoh macam those of you who are working kan lah, tak boleh post macam sesuka hati in the day, memang kena post pagi, tengah pagi, timeline tengah petang contoh kan. So in that situation, always have your postings ready. automate it lah. Kan? So macam kalau you can, that's why I say wake up earlier or sleep later. If you sleep later, malam ni you dah boleh prepare dah macam you punya posting for the following day. So the next day you just post je. Kan? So bila you just post, then you adalah masa untuk masak, ada masa untuk spend time dengan your family ke apa ke, kan? Rather than okay I nak kena buat posting ni. Time tu baru dah duduk nak fikir nak post apa, nak cakap pasal apa. Nak fikir tu itself dah take up so much time. Kan? Buat social media planner, betul. Always plan awal. Betul. Because when you plan awal, then you know what is the flow of your posting juga. Even flow of posting pun sangat penting. Kan? Because dia tak macam so that people will know macam your journey, contoh. Kalau you nak talk about your journey. Kan? And then there are a lot of apps dekat luar tu. Sometimes kan orang takut nak bayar for app tau. And this is one thing yang I tak faham, because macam when it comes to food, boleh je macam anything kan, macam bayar je untuk makanan. Tapi macam why not spend a little bit to pay for an app which can do the posting for you? Betul tak? Kalau katalah app tu is like macam RM40 per month, isn't that worth the investment for you to be able to live life more effectively, in the sense where you can put in your posting, your caption apa semua, you can save your hashtag, you can save your template, kan? You can save your pictures even. You dah edit gambar semua dah boleh terus letak kat dalam tu. Ada banyak app. Kalau you go to App Store, kan? You can look for grids, or you can look for boleh, don't say sorry. So you are learning, kan? So learning is a very good process. There's no shame in learning as long as you are starting, kan? So sekarang ni you dah start. So go to App Store, okay, and you look for automatic posting apps. Okay, so dia ada banyak jenis, ada banyak range, ada yang free, ada yang ada yang mahal depending on what is it that you want for your business, where you are currently. Kalau macam you just starting, then you ambil je lah yang free dulu, kan? Once you have increased in your rank apa semua, you set money aside for you to invest in these kind of things to make your life easier. Okay, next thing is outsource. So jangan buat semua benda sendiri. Don't. Okay, that's why we have a team. That's why we work in a team, kan? So you have people in your team who are really good at certain things. So use that to the advantage of the team. Sebab no point kalau you pun not very good at it, tapi you tetap nak buat. Number one, you akan rasa macam you kena drag diri you untuk buat benda tu. Number two, mungkin you nak buat benda tu macam lambat betul you nak start sebab you rasa susah, so you tak buat. Number three, bila you buat, orang pun rasa benda tu tak efektif sangat. So might as well you bagi dekat orang yang suka, yang tahu and yang nak buat. Okay, so outsource. And then delegate. So macam we always feel yang macam we need to be doing everything juga. So this one macam contoh month end, kan? Month end dah kena buat gifts untuk team, siapa yang rank up apa semua. So maybe can form a team of people who yang akan buat benda ni. Selalunya orang-orang yang suka shopping. So diorang akan berminat untuk buat benda ni. So diorang suka shopping, kan? So shop for the team. Okay, rather than you sendiri, sebab you dah kena plan for the following month, right? So sometimes even when it comes to ideas, sometimes we feel that we need to come up with the ideas ourselves. Tapi the best way is actually for the team to come up with the ideas, and kita bagi kita punya input, and kita bagi kita punya idea juga. Okay. And then of course, the final thing for being effective is you kena do the task. Okay, so kat sini pun dia dah mention you have to have your weekly target, be realistic about how long you want to achieve, what resources that you have, benda-benda macam tu. Right? I know sometimes some people ada feedback, diorang kata macam diorang ada team tapi team not willing to macam pick up some of the activities apa semua. So then you already know that you need to be in search of someone who is able to do it, kan. Sebab no point juga kita bagi dekat orang yang tak nak buat. Okay, so tapi at least you have that awareness yang this is one task yang you boleh sebenarnya outsource to someone or to delegate to someone. Okay, so then you can keep a lookout for who is the right person to be able to do it. Okay. Okay, now the next thing on persona of effectiveness. Okay, the secret to success is determined by your daily agenda. Okay, so even if you don't have macam some people akan cakap macam I tak pandai sangat, I tak reti sangat and all those things. So macam kalau you sit down and you look at your leaders and you plan dengan your leaders, okay, so this is my target, okay, and these are the things that I rasa I nak buat untuk I achieve target tu. What is your input? Okay, so minta input daripada diorang. Okay, and then use all of that, put it into your daily agenda, your weekly punya planner tu, masukkan dekat situ. Okay, masukkan dekat situ and make sure you do it every single day. Even orang yang tak pandai pun akan jadi pandai. Okay, by doing. And then of course, macam when you do something, it needs to be within this 5 C's and 1 I, which is benda tu kena consistent. Right? Meaning if you have that target for enrollment, hari-hari you going to speak to 10 people, then hari-hari you speak to 10 people lah. Kalau your target is more to macam, okay, at least 1 minggu I kena close 2 enrollment. Okay, so then you need to be consistent. Consistent je untuk you achieve benda tu. And of course, committed, we talked about the endowment effect kan. I think that's one of the key things when it comes to doing this business. How many people in your team ada that endowment effect, and if they don't, why? Why are they not committed? What is it is stopping them from committing? Okay. How to instill? Yang mana Dila? How to instill? Endowment effect. Okay. It all boils down to why are they doing this in the first place and how badly do they want it, kan? So when speaking to them kan during coaching ke apa ke, usually for new team members yang business builder, when you speak to them, find out why is it that they are doing this business, number 1. Number 2, what is it yang dia nak achieve, kan? And then from there, if in the event they start to stray off ke apa ke kan, kita remind them back on number 1, why are they doing this business and why they want to achieve it. Okay, and then after that, I think macam when it comes to speaking to the team as a whole, we need to instill that feeling of macam you memang ada responsibility towards the team. Sometimes people dia tak rasa responsibility towards themselves because most people don't think about themselves first. They think about other people first, kan? So one way for us to do this, because endowment is also commitment kan, so commitment to the team. So when we talk about macam we have monthly meetings ke weekly meetings ke apa ke, when it comes to strategy meetings, when it comes to the whole team punya meeting kan, we talk about how each person is a link within the whole team, and how if one person falls, everyone falls kan. So it's not to instill macam rasa bersalah ke apa tak, because orang yang tak kisah kan, orang yang tak kisah, diorang memang takkan kisah. If you nak rasa bagi diorang rasa bersalah pun, diorang tak akan rasa bersalah. Tapi orang yang betul-betul kisah, if dia dah start rasa bersalah, that means they have some sort of attachment already. And once they do, the language that we use, to make them feel like they are part of this bigger purpose, benda-benda macam tu lah. I think it sort of creates this team yang macam very close. And so the commitment is not commitment towards themselves so much, but more commitment towards the team as a bigger purpose. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. It's not easy to achieve this. Sebab at the end of the day, it still depends on that particular person. Diorang nak ke tak nak, kan? Nak ke tak nak, buat ke tak buat. why, what they want to achieve, instill feeling of responsibility towards team. Betul. Okay. Alright. The next thing is for you to be able to, Dila, I hope I answer your question. Yeah. So the next thing is for you to be able to have some sort of self-control. Okay. Kalau kita tak boleh control diri kita sendiri, siapa yang, who's in charge? Betul tak? Kan? Ni badan kita, otak kita, our heart, our mind, our legs, our hands, our eyes, our nose, our mouth. So siapa yang control? We lah. Kita yang control diri kita sendiri, right? So macam orang yang cakap I tak boleh lah, I tak nak lah, you know those kind of things. Maksudnya you are not, you really tak nak. Then you know maybe you know if you really don't want this, then you need to reevaluate lah, kan? Tapi if you really want this, then you are in control of yourself. So boleh je you nak achieve apa-apa yang you nak achieve. Okay. Then of course competency is so important ya. For us to be successful in whatever it is that we're doing, we need to have the competency. When it comes to young living, you have to be competent in the product, you have to be competent in the business plan. Okay, how the business works, and what benefits that we can get from the products. Dua-dua ni sangat-sangat penting. And the other quadrant I would say is people skills lah. Yeah. So macam we are all constantly learning. Ada banyak gila produk yang I pun tak explore, tak fully explore. Ada banyak business strategies yang you know kita tak tahu. Tapi if we are constantly in the state of wanting to improve ourselves and wanting to be competent, then you know we will slowly get there. Things life is a continuous learning journey kan. So but we need to be number one learning lah. Betul tak? Okay. Then creativity. I think sometimes people leave out creativity sebab they want things to get done fast, kan? So macam we don't even stop to think on how we can make it creative. Sedangkan macam when we do things macam contoh for the team ke, kan, bila you arrange activities, bila you arrange Zoom call, bila you buat training ke apa ke, macam how can we make it a more creative learning environment untuk team kita so that diorang akan rasa happy bila diorang datang. Diorang datang join your activity. Okay. And then very, very important to identify what are the things that are blocking you from being effective. Okay. So sometimes there are blockers that stop you from being your fullest potential. What are they? It could be negative people around you, kan? It could be certain things that you need to do on a daily basis which macam no brainer tapi you still kena buat, you know, those kind of things. So you need to sit down and really identify what are your blockers so that you know it doesn't stop you from being the best person that you can be. Okay? Okay, now I have time for Q&A. So jom kita borak-borak. Wait let me Okay. Any of you have any questions? I dah allow for you to unmute yourself and probably ask questions. Or if Dila or May, if you all want to tambah anything from just now, please go ahead juga. Tak ada soalan ke? Lai. Malaysians selalu macam ni kan? No, not Malaysians, Asians. Bila tanya soalan semua tunduk. Bila ask to volunteer semua pandang tempat lain.
Evelyn, auntie.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, how are you? Okay, tak ada orang nak tanya, auntie nak tanya.
Nice to see your face, auntie.
No, I wasn't sleeping, I was here. Okay. Evelyn, just a quick question. Evelyn, well, when you left YL, the other part of YL, and then you came into YL as a business builder. And berapa lama baru berapa bulan?
So I started in October.
October. So October, November, December, January, January baru berapa? 4 bulan. And
4
then
bulan.
like you went rank kan all the way kan. And then I attended one of you yang you punya session dengan apa Afzan itu pun. What would you advise any of our builders? I mean even myself. And then what was one of the key things that you did that took you from where you were in October and tonight, I mean to last night you turned silver kan? Then last night, the night before kan? I saw the announcement.
Yeah.
What is the one most important thing that you want to give it to us? What was the most important thing that you did to get from October to silver in like what? You went 4 ranks in like almost 4 ranks in 3 months, 4 months.
Okay. So the main thing was I poured myself into my team. So macam orang yang baru-baru kan, those new builders, new people. Okay, so my team, kita orang we don't have a group for product sebab that one we write on macam Kak Afzal punya group atau my immediate leader Emily, Unique Oils, kita orang write on their group. So for Zilas itself, we have a business builder group. Okay, so dalam business builder group tu, I keep it very small. Maksudnya kalau orang tu OGV dia tak naik, tak bergerak and dia tak responsif apa semua, I akan remove dia daripada group tu. Okay. So they know that for them to be able to be in that group, they need to be active. Number one. Number two, they know that whatever it is that they have questions ke apa ke, I am always available to answer them. And it's not just questions on products, yeah. It's also about how they feel. So I always make sure yang dorang feel comfortable with me, even tak kisah siapa yang enroll dorang. Yeah. Tapi they always feel comfortable with me so that in the event they don't have that support, macam kita orang memang make sure kita orang jaga 3 levels down, right? So in the event they don't have the support from the level 1, level 2 or level 3, the next person that they can come to is me. So the one thing yang I betul-betul put my heart and soul into is their development, their being able to achieve the rank. Dorang message I pukul 2 pagi ke apa ke, I akan respond and they know that I sincerely care for them. I think kan the main thing yang people are lacking is support. Support, emotional support, to feel as part of the team. So that's the main thing yang I memang drive daripada awal lagi is we are a family, kita naik sama-sama, those kind of things, and we truly mean it when it comes to macam month end apa semua. Memang the whole team will rally together to be able to achieve our goals. Itu satu. I think another thing yang has made our team successful is the fact that at the beginning of the month, I akan buat projection planning with my leaders. So kepala-kepala kaki tu, I will make sure that we have our projection for the month and we will let them know what is their target for that particular month and we will follow up with them on a constant basis on what is it that they are doing, weekly, daily, how are they, what is their blockers and things like that. So it's very open conversation. It's very macam tak perlu nak rasa malu, tak perlu nak rasa bodoh, tak perlu nak rasa, those kind of things. So because of that, the teamwork is macam strong lah. Macam business ni tak boleh buat seorang-seorang. Tak boleh. Memang tak boleh. You have to do it as a team, and so the team really needs to come together. Macam itulah.
Thank you.
Evelyn, I have a question.
Yeah.
How do we help people who set too small of a goal? Like, we know that maybe in order to get free ER, we encourage to enroll 3 or 4. But this person, kalau dapat 1 pun dah best dah. Like, how?
They're very contented kan. Wah, syukur dapat 1 pun dah okay. I actually can. I always talk to them. I always show them the income disclosure statement, and I always ask them to choose where on the income disclosure statement they want to be. And kalau dorang dah happy dengan something yang small, I can tanya dorang balik macam, do you think you're able to achieve this with what you have currently already have? Macam um, so it also depends on their personality juga Dila, I think, because macam kalau orang tu is someone yang tak boleh ditegur, and they are someone yang kena macam you have to support them. So then macam the language will become different already. So the language will be more towards macam, oh bagus ni you dah dapat satu ni. Alright, so kalau you dapat lagi satu, how will that make you feel? Macam how do you feel now? Kan? And if you dapat lagi satu, how will that make you feel? You know, so and tapi that one also macam dia kena macam constant follow up daripada awal lah. Meaning macam kalau dia dapat satu tu within the first month, within the first week, then macam dah immediately kena macam, oh congratulations, you know, you dah dapat satu enrollment, and then selalunya what I will do is I akan lukiskan untuk dorang tahu dorang punya projection, which means that macam, okay sekarang you dah dapat satu, okay, so then after that once yang ni dah tick dah, so I akan put in a different color yang lain tu yang dia sepatutnya achieve, so dia dekat atas and then projection kan, so yang ni different color yang belum achieve lagi, so I can congratulate orang tu and I will say that okay, this is where you still need to go in order for you to you know, be successful towards the end of the month. Yeah, make them see the bigger picture.
So basically show them the way lah.
Yeah, show them the way. I feel macam bila you draw the projection for them kan, they can see where they are currently and where they need to go, and it becomes something that's very visual. And then on top of that, I akan letak ringgit value dekat situ juga. So macam sekarang ni dah dapat dia ni kan, okay, so this is your total income. Okay, so nanti kalau you dapat lagi seorang ni, this is your total income. So kalau dua ni combine, bulan depan you boleh beli apa? You know, so it becomes more real rather than I enroll orang lepas tu I tak tahu what's the effect to me. Macam tu lah.
Got it. Visual. Okay.
Lagi-lagi?
Ada orang ada soalan ke?
Yes, ada soalan. Kalau malu nak ambil boleh type juga. How you handle orang suka tarik handbrake? It's not a fun experience kan bila you tengah macam when you are like, you know, satu team tengah bergerak, bila tiba-tiba ada orang macam I need time to myself. Kan, I think this month was a very challenging, last month was a very challenging month for me sebab ada dua orang yang decide untuk stop buat business, and my main leaders had like huge obstacles in their personal life. So for me kan, I actually never give up on the person macam whatever it is at the end of this, but I know that this is something that you want to achieve. And that's why, you know, you've been on this journey with me for so long. So I will not give up on you, and I will not just leave you macam tu je unless you sendiri cakap dengan I, babe, I dah tak nak buat business ni dah. So then I will ask why. And then, you know, kalau dia betul dah decide, I will always end with saying that if in the future you feel that, you know, you want to come back to this, you can, because no matter what, we are friends first. Kan? We are friends first. So regardless kalau you rasa macam you tak boleh nak handle the stress of this business ke apa ke, you can always talk to me. And I takkan judge you for not wanting to do this business because we are friends first. So ada je yang macam decide untuk berhenti buat business, tapi they still macam love the oils kan, so they still buy. And then bila ada yang decide untuk you know, macam tiba-tiba ada yang previously yang diorang contact ke apa decide untuk beli, then diorang akan contact and say, you know, hey, I have an enrollment, where can I strategically place this person to help the team since I'm no longer doing the business. So macam I think the main thing is macam that connection lah, macam which is not easy to build, tapi macam we have to invest our time in our team, in each person in the team, in order for them to feel part of the bigger picture and realize that whatever it is, we only want the best for them. And it's not sebab kita kejar rank ke atau you know, macam semua ada good intentions lah. Yeah. So kalau orang tu decide memang dia nak pull handbrake, then nak buat macam mana kan, it's their life. So then we need to be solution minded, and we know that since you know one of your main people dah decide untuk stop buat business, then you need to find more people. It all comes back to enrollment. True, I will not give up on them. Betul. Soalan lagi? How to guide encourage new member untuk buat business? I think first of all is the love of the products and the understanding of what the company stands for. Kan? Sometimes kan we're too focused on the product that we forget to talk about the company itself. And you know, people like to be part of a team, people like to be part of a bigger organization, kan? So, you know, we first instill the fact that, you know, the product is really good for them, the company is really good. And then, you know, we as someone who is an advocate for yang living in a business, you sendiri kena make them see how your life has improved by doing this business. Kan? So macam kalau if you yourself tak boleh prove that your life has become better, then of course that feeling of macam teringin lah, nak lah, takkan datang also. Right? So first love of the product, then you know talk about the company, what it stands for, benda-benda macam tu, and then from there get them to share with their close group of friends. And I always say that macam our network is a group of circles, from a small circle to a bigger circle. Right, so every rank that you rank up, then your circle needs to expand. You need to go into that next circle already. Kan? So next expand. So first start dengan your small circle dululah. Selalunya macam family members and whatnot, close friends. And then again, whatever it is that macam dia enroll orang kan, berapa duit yang dia dapat, what can that money buy when it comes to Young Living, or if their focus is kat luar, contoh, I have one team member yang macam she's doing this for her child sebab anak dia selalu kena pergi operation. So then, you know, from there, create a
question. Evelyn, okay.
Yeah.
How do you handle builder, not to say builder juga, macam dia nampak kita buat business, they are so business minded because they have several businesses, and then they are so focused on profits, not so on the product, on the purpose of the oil. Tak. So dia macam dia boleh buat, tapi dia I don't know, certain people they have the capability untuk jual ramai gila orang beli, tapi they don't have the knowledge about the product itself. Tapi dia boleh buat because they focus on the profit, and they use the similar approach dalam business lain. Dia tak tahu YL punya is different because as we all know, mana-mana yang started business dengan YL ni, kita mostly yang tak ada experience menjual pun kan, because we have the love for the oil, so that we share, then itu yang kita started buat this business. Tapi dia all ni memang dah datang daripada business minded yang memang boleh buat, so they're more focused on profit. So how do you nak educate diorang ni? Tak, you share the love of the oil, itu je.
Share the love of the oil. Okay. I guess my first question would be, kalau dia terlalu focused on profit, is it bringing any negative impact? Like, is it because you're worried because dia macam dia enroll orang tapi dia tak follow up, or like what negative effect is it bringing? Sebab macam kalau katalah dia decide untuk you know, really do this as a business, sebab ada je orang yang more focused pada business and not pada product. you know. So if it's not bringing any negative effect, then no problem. Tapi if say for example dia just enroll tapi tak follow up, then that's something that you know, you need to speak to the person about, because a good business is someone who creates loyal customers, right? So it's the same kalau you buat business lain ke, you buat business yang living ke, you need to be able to create that loyal customer base in order for your business to be sustainable. Okay, so I think when it comes to this kind of things, kita sendiri kena ada information, and kita sendiri kena tahu macam mana nak guna the right words and the right language to tackle the situation, so that you know, it solves our problem, or whatever problem that there is there. Ada questions yang related to goal setting tak? Okay, can we set 2 goals in one time? Of course. So macam tadi kan we went through that circle, right? There's that circle, and then you had to see which area is number 1, number 2, number 3, and then number 4 and number 5, kan? So there are 5 areas in that particular circle. So you can always set more than one goal for different quadrants. Yeah, so in fact the worksheet that I'm about to send to May nanti, yang tu memang akan ada 6 space for you to put in your goals. Sebab if you only have a business goal and you don't know how your business goal relates to your personal life, you don't know how it relates to your family life, and you don't know how it relates to your personal passion, then dia difficult juga untuk you wanting to achieve it, kan? So how to sync it is always to okay, so kita buat business, kan? Bila kita buat business, we gain income, right? Can you show the circle slide again? Boleh. So basically, when we do business, we get income. So what is the income that we want to achieve in order for us to gain a certain thing, a certain thing that that relates to what we want to achieve personally. Macam awak tadi cakap kan, nak beli rumah, nak beli kereta, nak hantar parents pergi haji, nak send kids to better school, you know, you want to provide for your children, you want to invest so that your kids have a house in the future, apa benda macam tu. So then when you know your income target, and that income target relates to your rank, okay, and then basically that income target also relates to what is it that you want to have in your personal life. Kan macam I ada gambar kereta tu kat situ. So I know what is the price of the car, and therefore I know how much income I need in order for me to be able to live a comfortable life and not, you know, suffer by having to pay the monthly punya commitment, right? And so when I know that income, I know what is the rank that I need to achieve in order to get that personal passion of mine, kan? And then based on that, I know what are the things that I need to do on a monthly basis when I chunk it down into per quarter. Okay, what is the target that I need to have each quarter? And then I chunk it down again to monthly target, and I chunk it down again to weekly targets, and then to daily targets. So anything that you do in your daily life is directly related to your end goal. And whatever rank that is your end goal is directly related to what you want to achieve in your personal life. So that's why people always say macam we start at the beginning, and then only we move towards the end. Tapi actually the right way is for you to begin with the end in mind, because when you begin with the end in mind, you plan from what is it that you want to achieve backwards, and that is the more effective way sebenarnya. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. Okay, so you're looking at the circle slide, and ni nanti I akan hantar kat May. Alrighty, it's okay Fifi, can connect with me on social media pun boleh tanya juga.
Okay, is there any other questions? I think one last question maybe, because kita pun dah over time kan. Anyone? Last one.
Can I ask the last question? Sorry, tak tahu orang lain nak tanya. I have question. Okay. Evelyn, so when we set the goal kan, let's say kita dah buat dah macam you kata quarterly. So now kita set silver by April. And we do all the action planning. But at the end of April 2021, target not met. So how do we, what do we do? Do we change the target? Like instead of silver, let's just aim for just 8,000 for the next three, like the next quarter just hit 7,000. Like, do we change the goal ataupun what do we do with that?
Okay, so because we are doing it on a quarterly basis, tapi at the same time we have our 4 milestones kan, the 2 milestones in the first month, and then the third milestone and the fourth milestone. So the one that you are saying is the fourth milestone kan, at the end tu yang tak achieve. Okay, tapi within the first, second and third, you'll be able to see sama ada you getting close or not kan. There's two ways you can approach it. One is you up you punya activities, okay, because dia senang je sebenarnya. You have a target. If you're not doing the daily activities to achieve that target, you takkan achieve lah kan. So if truthfully you want to achieve the target tapi you tak buat apa-apa, then you know that in order for you to hit your second milestone, you need to amp up your activities. Okay, as much as possible, I wouldn't recommend to change the goal, because then why set the goal in the first place? Betul tak? If you allow that option in your mind that you can actually change the goal, the end goal, then what's the point? So what you can change, however, to be flexible, is the in-between punya milestones tu. So say for example, your second milestone, which is the end of the first month, and you fall short by maybe 2K, kan? So then you need to add that 2K to your third milestone. So when you add the 2K to your third milestone, obviously your daily activities, your weekly activities tu semua akan increase, right? And therefore the commitment level needs to be higher. And at the end of the day, katalah, so many things happen kan, ada dugaan ni, dugaan tu and all that. So tak dapat nak achieve juga target tu. So then what comes in is your reflection punya stage, which is why is it that I didn't achieve the target, and what is the next milestone that I'm going to set immediately in order for me to achieve it. Sebab we don't want to be demotivated for too long juga. Kan, we know that if we tak achieve target tu, kita akan demotivated. So we try as much as possible to get that target. So probably in the next month kan, your quarterly planning will include the target that you missed, which I hope does not happen lah. Sebab the whole idea of setting this target is for you to be able to achieve it. Okay, I hope that answers the question.
Meaning to say kan, Evelyn, let's say in Q2, you want to hit the 22.5K kan. So that short of 2,000 to whatever IPA that we plan, it has to be added up, amplified lah on the Q2 punya action plan.
Betul.
That the goal is still same, which is still 22.5K.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yes. If say for example you are short on the first month by 2K, then your goal in the second month will be increased lah. Kalau I mean if you are if you are setting for 22.5 and your activities are the same, then of course those activities didn't help you in the first few milestones, kan? So therefore it needs to be amplified in the second or third milestone. Okay, belum lagi. Okay, so alright, so this is a summary. Let's do a little bit of a summary so that we can recap. Okay, first study we went through the science behind goals, kan? So we went through four different sciences. Okay, and we finally ended up at the circle. So remember that you always have to plan for failure, kan? Hati kena kental, jiwa kena kental. Okay, and remember to always take your emotional temperature. Okay, at the beginning or at the end of the month, depends. Macam kalau you buat benda tu hari ni, then at the following month at the end you buat juga again, so that you can check what is your temperature from month to month. It's very interesting to be able to see how your life change in a visual form. Okay, and then after that, the goal statement as law of attraction. So for you to be able to take your goal statement and make it as a affirmation for you to say on a daily basis, so that you can attract what you need to attract. So this is the part that we spoke about release tadi kan. Lepas tu guna abundance. Kalau you feel like you are saying it but then your mind and your heart still tak boleh nak betul-betul accept that particular goal, then you can use release. Okay. And then of course, breaking down your difficult goals. So something that's large, we can actually break it down into little chunks in order for us to see what is the direction that we need to go into and what is the action that we need to take, right? And then of course, having that four different big goals per year, but having milestones each quarter. You have to have 4 milestones. The first milestone occurs on the second week of the month. The second milestone occurs on the last week of the first month. And then the third milestone occurs on the second month and then on the third month. Okay, so make sure ada 4 because it's difficult to get started. That's why in the first month kita ada 2 milestone. Okay, it's difficult to get started. Okay, and then of course we spoke about finally tadi how to be effective. If you yourself tak effective, macam mana orang nak follow you? Kan, macam mana orang, how are you going to lead by example? Kalau you sendiri tak buat, you suruh orang buat. Tak boleh lah kan. You sendiri tak enroll, you suruh orang enroll. Tak boleh. Okay, so we need to always be in a state of improvement so that we can be effective and therefore pour from a cup that is full in order to really pull out the potential of our team members. Okay. So this is what the workbook will look like later. Okay, the circle for you to be able to put in your goals. Okay, and then of course you can sit down with your leader nanti. May akan explain further lah how are you going to do it. Okay, that last page there you can see you will have basically columns for you to be able to put your current OGV, your targeted OGV, as well as 3 months that that you are planning for the next 3 months. Okay, so remove the concept of having a yearly goal which you want to achieve at the end of the year. In fact, start to reset your mind in order for you to be more effective and reach your goals faster by having a quarterly calendar mindset. Okay. Okay, now please feel free to connect with me, right? I'm on both Facebook and IG, Evelyn Kurup. Just feel free to add me, okay? And finally, I think May will have something to add. Tapi okay lah, I let May do this lah. May.
Okay, so the last part is, okay, we have something special for everyone here who stay until the end, the 50 participants. So we have a special prize, okay, for the first 3 person, okay, how to say, we will choose 3 person, okay, to win some gifts. So how to win it is create a Facebook post, okay, share 3 most valuable lessons that you learned from today's session, okay, and tag Evelyn and also myself. Submit the post by 6 p.m. on 1st February, which is tomorrow. So the reason why we are doing this is because we want everything that we learn, we need to practice. We need to remind ourselves, we need to review it back, okay? If you don't do it, it will be just like 100, okay, and then you will forget about it. So share 3 most valuable lessons that you learned from today's session that's shared by Evelyn, okay, and then tag us. So Evelyn will choose 3 winners that will win prizes from me, okay, and then also the top winner will win a book from Evelyn, which is Jumpstart Your Thinking by John C. Maxwell. right? Okay, so I think that's all for today. Thank you so much, Evelyn. I learned a lot. I think I wrote like 5 pages of notes, tapi I still rasa macam I still tak tulis semua sebab tak sempat. But it's a very amazing session today. We learned so many tips from you, especially on the goal setting. The reason why we want to talk about goal setting is because now it's the beginning of the year. It's a new year, so it's a fresh start for everyone. So this is a very impactful session that all of us can practice yourself. You tak payah pun perlu bayar mahal-mahal pergi attend goal setting course kan. So this is really make use of this session and use the worksheet yang I will send out later. So I will also talk to your leaders, your silver leaders and executive leaders on how you want to do the worksheet with your team. Okay. So just stay tuned for my email communication lah. So before that, let's take a picture first. Siapa nak buka kamera? Silakan. Wow, I think I have. Okay, 10, 9, 8. Cepat-cepat sama tudung. Okay, dah. Alright. Any more? Any more? Okay. Satu. Okay, sekejap. Satu lagi page. Dua. Alright, got it. So thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate your time. 3 hours on Sunday morning. Oh my God, you guys are so productive today. Share whatever you learn from this sharing today. Okay. Jangan tak share. Kena share. Okay. And thank you so much again to Evelyn for saying yes to this session. I know it's been a very fascinating one for you, and also at the same time, it's a very you had your father just passed away, kan? So, but at the same time, it's really inspiring that you don't let. I mean, you know how to tackle it. You know how to macam manage the issues, the problems that you are facing right now. So I wish all the best for you. I pray all the best for you. Go soon. No, wish to go first. Okay. So I think that's all. Thank you so much, everyone. Assalamualaikum. Bolehlah pergi masak, masuk dapur dan masak.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Evelyn. Thank you,
Thanks,
May.
Evelyn. You're awesome. Thanks, May. Bye.
Tak masak, kita beli je. Okay.
Kita pun baru beli.
Okay, no
Bye.
masak. No masak dapur.
Bye. Bye, Kak. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.